Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Let me talk to you. Now, we've just gotten episode 3 of Night Country, True Detective Season 4, and episode 4 drops tonight, but I'm recording this video a little bit earlier in the day just to get my thoughts out there, because generally speaking, I usually like to wait until 3 episodes in to give my take on certain shows, because I like to give these shows their fair shot. And I have to say this about this show, that it's not terrible, but there's a lot of things that are missing, especially compared to season 1, which was by far the best season of True Detective, hands down. Now, season 4, the setting is pretty interesting. It's set in Ennis, Alaska, which is not a real place, but it's based off of North Slope Borough in Alaska. This is the real town. So it's based off a real town, but the setting is gorgeous, even though it's in that night cycle. But just the snow, the look of the horizon, the aurora borealis that covers the landscape, it's such a really good looking setting to place this particular season in. But with that said, the show is such a slow burn. It's such a slow burn, and it heavily focuses on the spiritual nature of things from certain people and their interest in that particular element of life. Now, for me, I'm not. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get into the show, and I really want to like the show. It has some good elements. Jodie Foster, Kelly Reese, they both play their roles really, really good. But it's just, I feel like it's something missing, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Now, the show itself only is about 8 episodes long, and we're about to hit episode 4 as of recording of this video. So the story is being told in a pace that it feels like it's dragging on. But when you get into that nature of the spirituality of things, you have to get people to believe. So a lot of setup is going into some of the payoff towards the end of the show. And I do hope that they can pay this off, but it's such a slow show. And that's one of the things that really is hurting it for me. I really want to like the show. I like the 2 actresses. I like the writing. I like the way things are going, but it's just the push into that spiritual nature of the show is really holding me back. And I want him to tell that story. I want him to continue to tell this story, but they have to start tightening up. We only got 4 episodes left per se, and I don't feel like they're gonna be able to get the payoff that they're driving for, or that they're writing for. There's a couple pieces of the show that one could say is dragging everything down right now, which makes sense. Okay, so the story is about a mine in this particular Alaskan town that's really driving a wedge between its native population and the people that are coming in to work for the mine. The mine is allegedly causing water issues. It's causing some births to be still from some of the mothers in the native town, and allegedly again, but we haven't seen any evidence within the show to pin that to the mine. So that aspect we have is an environmental issue that's going on. And then you have the relationship between Navarro and Danvers. Now, in the past, they had this case that they were working together, and it was an abusive boyfriend, husband, or whatever, and his girlfriend. So the girlfriend ended up passing away because of the boyfriend's alleged involvement in the particular case. Now, the wedge between them, in my opinion, they haven't really said much about the incident, but the writing's on the wall. They went there to secure the guy for this particular case, and either one or both of them had involvement in the death of said perpetrator. That is another element that I want to see them dig deeper into. But again, there's so much more storytelling to go, and they're introducing all these different threads in the show that I don't feel like they might not be able to wrap up in a way that is fulfilling for me as an audience goer. Now you got the incident between Danvers and Navarro. That's one piece. You got the mine. That's one piece. And you have the Solaris scientists who essentially ended up in a corpsicle, as Danvers so eloquently put it within the show. Now you add that piece to it, and then you tie the Solaris scientists to the murder or death of one of the activists from early in the episode. So now that's another piece that brings everything kind of in full circle. So that's three solid stories, or three solid arcs of the story that you have to tie up if you want to close this show out in a very fulfilling manner. And the writing is so slow that I don't know if they're going to be able to do it justice. Now, if they try to close this out in the next couple episodes, they're going to have to eventually speed up the writing, which means they're going to start cutting corners. They're going to start closing off these story arcs in a way that could possibly not be fulfilling for me and any of you that are watching this TV show. I don't like shows that start off so slow like this that go nowhere. We'll see what happens with episode 4. Hopefully they can start opening up this Pandora's box of information now that these cases are starting to tie together. And I do hope that they can close this show out in a manner where I, who is someone that is not very into the spiritual nature of things, can feel fulfilled at the end of this. But right now, this is one hell of a slow burn. So we'll see what episode 4 looks like tonight. I'll probably do a follow-up video to this one sometime throughout the week. And I'll let you guys know my thoughts on that. Until next time, guys, my name's Lincoln. This has been an RPG show. Like, comment, sub, and I'm out. Peace.